couple weeks ago, I was out cruising in my Malibu, 79 Malibu, and I was on my way to a car meet actually, and accidentally went from third gear to second gear. You know, locked the rear axle up. You know, long story short, I think I broke the pinion on it, so I had to get it towed back home, and we wasn't able to get it pushed over in my garage to get my other car in. So I looked online for some dollies. Didn't really. There's a lot of nice options out there, but nothing that I really wanted. Nothing that met all of my needs and wants. So I went ahead and designed my own and had them cut, laser cut, and CNC bent by Cut Sin. So we're gonna go ahead and put these together today so I can get my car moved over, and we'll talk about some of the features that I designed in. Alright, so this plate, 1/4 inch, hot rolled, pickled and oiled, 13.5 inches wide, not including the handle, 15.5 including this handle here, and overall length is 26.25, 26 and 3/16 rather. And I designed it to fit anywhere from like a 13-inch lowrider wheel or tire rather, up to like a 40-inch or even a 42-inch. And that's the reason for these slots here. Slots here and then slots here. And then I've got a bracket that you push up against the tire and you bolt it on with some carriage bolts, just in case your car isn't movable. So your transmission's out. It doesn't have brakes or whatever. It's just a roller. You can secure the car on these dollies. So I've got my casters from Caster HQ, and I'm in Fort Worth, and they're right down the street in Mansfield, I think it is. But they're about one of the only places I can find to get U.S. made casters. And when I called them, at least that's what they explained to me, that these are made, I think, in Pennsylvania. So you'll see, like I said, these slots here. This would, for like a 40-inch tall tire, you'd have this bracket, situated like this on this side, and of course the opposite way on the other side. And you'd use this bracket to cinch up against the tire, with the carriage bolt, bolted down. I'm thinking about changing this to be a little bit wider and a little bit taller, but we'll see how I like it on my truck and on my car. I'll test it out on a 26-inch tire, and I'll test it out on my 37s. See how I like it. Now down here, this will be for like the 26-inch. You can move it back and forth. Here would be for like a low rider. You got small 13 inches. Move it back and forth. You can also flip it around this way, and get some more adjustability. So that's these brackets. Then you'll see 2 sets of 2 holes, front and rear, left and right. What those are for: one, to hold in a jack stand if you're moving around an axle. So of course this plate will go on the bottom, but you know what, let's go ahead and take it off now. So when I do my 12 bolt, I'm gonna do the You know, the ring and pinion, hopefully the carrier is still good, but I'm gonna have to pull the axles out, you know, pull the wheels off, pull the axles out in order to change that ring and pinion. Not gonna be able to have it on these dollies. Not gonna be able to have the wheels, the tires on these dollies in order to do that. So I would have to put the car on jack stands and have it, you know, up against the wall like I normally do. But that doesn't leave a whole lot of room to get under it, you know. So what I'm planning on doing is basically moving my car sideways in the garage, and getting under it, you know, that way. So I'll have the axle, I'll have these jack stands on the dolly, you know, bolted down, secured, and you know, then I can pull the axles out, move the car around, do whatever I need to do. But before I put this jack stand down, let me show you the reason why I've got 4 larger holes, and hopefully this works as intended. So you got some jack stands that have a base, like, you know, circular base or a square base. I can use these welding clamps, maybe, to secure this down. I thought I had 2 of those, but I don't. I'm not sure how much I like that idea yet. I'm also thinking about designing my own jack stand so that I can bolt them down to the dolly, and I can have, you know, I can design in some slots where I can hook on a cargo strap, you know, to secure the axle down to it. I'm also designing some cribbing that bolts down to these dollies. Basically, you'll be able to get the car up around, I think, 12 inches off the ground. All right, so using it this way, I feel secure moving an axle around, you know, by itself. You have an axle without wheels on that you're working on or you need to store, and you only have this style jack stand that has a flat base. You know, I feel like this isn't gonna go anywhere. But I'm not going to use this to move my car around. Definitely wouldn't work under it like that. You know, that's not going to happen. So let's go ahead and take this one off and put the jack stand that I am going to use on. These 3 slots are, you know, centered down the length of the plate, so you can use this center slot or all 3 of them if you wanted to hang it on your wall, or probably what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna build a stand, a vertical stand, just to save space. You know, have you know, 2 on the bottom sandwiched together, and then 2 on the top sandwiched together. You know, it won't take up a whole lot of space. And then on the bottom of it, I can have a tray where I can put my jack stands, you know, cargo straps. What else? I can put these U-bolts, the tire chalks on them, and then I'll probably use the same, you know, use these same wheels. You know, I doubt I'll ever have issues with these, but in case I do, I've got, you know, spare wheels. I'll have, you know, 3 or 4 spare wheels to to put on the dollies. So yeah, so that was kind of a secondary function of these slots right here. All right, so I got all the dollies built. Of course the fronts have the tire chocks on them that are just under loose. And once I get the front in the air, or once I get the tires in the front down on the dollies, then I'll scooch those up and tighten them down. These casters are 5 inches in diameter and 1.5 inches wide. And for a set of 4, their capacity is 1,400 pounds. So each dolly, you'll be able to put 1,400 pounds on it per corner for this version. I also have a heavy duty version of this dolly. And the wheels on the casters on that one are 5 inches by 2 inches. And you'll be able to hold 2,000 pounds per dolly. The wheels themselves are rated up to 3,200 pounds for a set of 4 for that one. So I need to change the orientation of the jack. Luckily, I do have holes on all 4 sides, so let me go ahead and do that. I can't fit this in there like this, because of the way, how long this is. It'll hit the tire on one side, and on the other side, it'll hit my sway bar. So there's a narrow gap between my lower control arm and my sway bar, and I don't feel like taking the sway bar off right now. It's gonna have to come off to get the rear cover, or actually to get the carrier out. Sway bar has to come off, but I'm not doing that tonight. Alright, that's as far as I can get it over. It obviously helps to have the brakes off, but once got the brakes off, got the wheels turned, it's pretty easy to move by myself. So yeah, this is the gear oil leaking out of the pinion. I didn't think it was gonna leak that much, but let me clean that up. Let me test my theory. So, working out of the car right there, very doable, but it'd be a lot easier if I can pull it sideways or, diagonal, cocked inside the garage. Plus I'm going to be doing some metal work on the car on the other side. So instead of, having to get in it, drive it forward, drive it back, move, I got to move my truck, move my other car. I can just have it up on the dollies. Or pain in the ass to move it back because of the slope of the garage, but I could get it done if I had to. The only thing I'm gonna do, not tonight, well, I don't know, I might do it right now. I'm gonna put some cargo straps over the axle and under the jack stand, I think. Or maybe I'll do over the axle and under the dolly. So this is how I'll have it when I work on it on the rear axle. Just to give myself a little bit more room, and then I can push it over pretty easy. Probably got to move it back some too. And one of the big reasons why I went ahead and designed my own dollies, I didn't see a whole lot on the market that had locking wheels, and I didn't see any that had over like a 3-inch wheel. Everything that I saw was either a 2-inch or a 3-inch. The ones that were locking, they're the ones that, have like the rollers on the front and the back of the tire, and you jack it up, either it ratchets up or, there's like a jack, basically a hydraulic jack that squeezes the rollers together, lifts the tire. Problem with that, I can't do what I just did. I can't have it on jack stands so that I can take the wheels off.